Welcome to SEC Football Live, actually live on a Wednesday. That is Trey Wallace of Outkick, outkick.com. Follow him there. I am Braden Gall. We are brought to you by your local craft beer tap room. And in Tennessee, that is Tennessee Brew Works, that is Yazoo Brewing Company, and that is East Nashville Beer Works. Make sure you check out one of those three great breweries in Middle Tennessee. It is science, Trey, that it is good for you to have a couple beers in moderation with people you care about or people you don't even know at all. It is science, medical science, that it's good for your health. Trey, good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, buddy. Good morning to you. I'm good. Just getting basketball ready. A lot of stuff going on in football. White House summits. I mean, college baseball is rolling, which I love. Like it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I wanted so badly to just completely fabricate on-field topics for today's show. Like I was like, let's argue about whose offensive line could be best in the SEC in 2026. Sadly, that is not what we're going to talk about.
No.
So what we're going to talk about is universities crying that they're super poor, just so poor.
They're so poor.
They're slumming it. They're slumming it in the SEC, and yet figuring out ways to pay almost seven figures for an executive to phase out gracefully at Kentucky. We have new potential tax laws around NIL in the state of Mississippi. We have enormous sponsorship news for one critical college football program in the SEC. And of course, a giant White House summit on potentially on Friday, in which the President of the United States, the Secretary of State, there's nothing else happening in the world, Trey, but the Secretary of State and the President of the United States are going to host Nick Saban and Tony Petitti and Charlie Baker and a bunch of other well-heeled dignitaries in college
Adam
football.
Silver.
Also interesting. And the New York Yankees president, too. What are we doing? And in an effort to try to fix college football, and I think there's about there's a weird small path forward for this to work. I want to talk to you about it today on the show. So lots of stuff to get to. As I said, Tennessee Brew Works, right there downtown next to Third Man Records. If you want to get a great beer or a great meal at a brewery while you're kind of visiting downtown Nashville, right? You got to go to a Ryman show, go to a Preds game, go hit Lower Broad, whatever you want. The best place to pregame, I promise you, Tennessee Brew Works. Not only is the beer spectacular, it is the best food you will ever get at a brewery, because when they built themselves about 12 years ago, they didn't know this, they built right next to one of the biggest hospitality companies in the city. Turns out those guys like beer, so they came over and started helping Tennessee Brew Works make food, and they were giving them, they were trading food and beer with each other, and all of a sudden, Tennessee Brew Works has one of the best kitchens you will ever find. Every item of food in that kitchen, Trey, has their beer in it. The ketchup has their beer in it. The cheese has their beer in it. The buns have their beer in it. The burger has their beer in it. The fries has the beer in it. You get my point.
Dude, I didn't know I could get drunk off ketchup. I'm down.
I think you'd have to consume a lot of ketchup.
A lot of ketchup. It's like the THC infused stuff that they have now. It's like I got to drink like 8 of those bad boys.
You get a 10 milligram in me. I'm feeling pretty good.
That's a good point. Yeah, not gonna lie. Okay.
What's interesting is like the bourbon balls. In the holidays, everyone's like, yeah, don't eat too much. I'm like, I've never caught a buzz off a bourbon ball in my life.
No. It's like Christmas time.
Interesting comment here from Richard. If you want to get involved, please share the show. Thumbs up, notifications turned on YouTube. Of course, if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, please share the product. We would appreciate that as well. If you're listening on a podcast, 5 stars, etc. Richard says, counterpoint to the subject. You fix corruption with someone that knows corruption. Okay. All right. I'm willing to hear that out. See Joe Kennedy as head of Security and Exchange Commission. Hey, ironically, the guy who was on Road Rules is like the best member of the cabinet.
Isn't that what? Yeah, okay. We can. Because he knows the road.
Apparently, he knows all the rules.
Knows the backdoor cuts.
All right, I want to start with the sponsorship, Trey, because I actually think this is number one. This is something I've been hoping for this university, because I think we've said this on the show. This is the school that should be able to benefit from the new chaotic rules of money in college sports more than anyone else in terms of changing their lot in life.
Yeah.
The hierarchy of the SEC. This is the program that should be able to turn on the faucet and instantly elevate itself into contention. and that is the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm going to throw up on the screen, if you're watching, a picture that was in your story at Outkick. Go read all the stuff that we're going to talk about today over at Outkick.com. But of course, this is from the university. Arkansas Razorbacks have announced the most comprehensive sponsorship package in college sports history. The logos, as you can see on the screen, are going to be, which go well perfectly with my Tennessee Brew Works logo, by the way, is going to be. It's going to be on all 19 uniforms for all 19 sports. It's going to be on the fields. It's going to be the backdrops for the press conferences. It's probably going to be integrated pretty heavily into the, I would guess, the nutritional portion and section of the facilities. And then student athletes are going to be active brand ambassadors. You can see here in the picture, if you're watching, you've got, looks like women's track and field. You got men's football. You got women's softball and men's basketball with the little Tyson Foods logo up in the corner of each. The color scheme, I think, goes well with Arkansas. I do have one complaint here, Trey.
What is that? What?
As a graphic design nerd, I think what they should have done right now, if you're watching, you can see the yellow ring around the oval, and it says Tyson Foods. What it should have said is just Tyson. All the way, all the way inside the thing, and the yellow should be white so that it literally would look like it's supposed to be on the uniform. And I think the best way to execute patches on uniforms is to make it kind of like the NBA, where it looks like it belongs on the uniform. The foods in the yellow kind of throw me off, but honestly, that's about as good a sponsorship package as you're going to see on a college football uniform. It doesn't look too invasive. This is huge news for Arkansas and should be huge news for Ryan Silverfield.
No, I mean, I agree. And I think also they're not walking around looking like a NASCAR fire suit as well, which that's coming, by the way. There'll be more, like sub sponsors.
Gold bond patches on the rear end.
Absolutely. Yes. Everything in general. No, I think it's great. And I think it's a smart move. Like the only one I could have seen them go different with was like the casino there in Arkansas that is having kind of a major factor and pushing through things. Like I look, this fits. It's Tyson Foods. It's John Tyson, pretty much one of the, if not the biggest booster for Arkansas athletics. And I think at the same time, what we're seeing in college sports right now, in all these different schools trying to come up with money for rev share, NIL, and whatnot. I think it reminds me of kind of like what Pilot does with Tennessee in a way. Like you're going to see like Tyson Foods, like you said, in the backgrounds of press conferences, and they're going to be all over the boards inside the stadium and inside Bud Walton Arena. And so, and then also I was talking to a few folks about this when we had the story embargoed like everybody else in college athletics that we had to put out at 8:15 this morning. I think that the NIL opportunities are going to be very big for the star athletes. And at the same, like I was told, upwards of like 90% of the money is going to go towards the athletes for NIL purposes, which is great because at the same time, what you're doing is like, yeah, there's going to be a shitload of chicken that's all in the cafeteria and whatnot. Hopefully grilled chicken, not chicken tendies.
That's not a part of the chicken tray.
Yeah, I know that.
They're also not 5-year-olds. Like
where I'm going here. Like, give me a pork sandwich as well. No, I get it.
Fried chicken's great. Chicken thighs are the best part of the chicken.
Yes, okay, I get it. But at the same, here's where I think that this benefits the most is that you have the brand that has been symbolic to Arkansas over the years, and you're finally getting them to a point where you reached out and you said, hey, look, we can make this partnership work. We can do enough for you to be able to benefit from a commercial standpoint and for us to be able to benefit from an NIL standpoint. And now here we are where, your football team is going to get a good sum. Your basketball team is. I think that, look, if you were looking for a perfect partnership in college athletics, this would be it. Like I agree. Besides like LSU and like a drive-through, I don't know, drink place. I think that's like the only thing that would separate itself. So well done to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Good for John Tyson. And you're going to see more of this in college athletics. Like this is just the start. Like I would imagine by the beginning, of summer, you're going to see more of these deals rolled out, and for what they're paying for this, I think it benefits all parties. And you got to have this too, man. Like everybody is, and when I say everybody, please, people on social media don't go cry. Everybody's not crying poor, but a lot of people are crying poor in college athletics. And if you can find that additional $40 to $50 million a year, it helps.
Well, and I think that's the key is you need one big whale.
Yes.
To help fund the whole thing. So you don't need to try to ask everyday season ticket holders who are putting out $8 to $15,000 a year for season tickets and probably showing up to events and probably giving a few bucks for this or that. Right. Hey, I want a running back or a safety. But I think what you really need is the one person who can just give you $30 million bucks. And so we don't know the numbers on this. My guess is that this kind of comprehensive sponsorship across all sports is like getting closer to, the 9-figure territory.
I know for now, the initial part of the deal, I'm comfortable in saying it's over 60.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would expect this to be near $100 million total.
Once it's done. Yes.
Yeah. Over how many years? I don't know. But like you don't get this level of comprehension and like you are totally integrated into the university's athletic brand, which as far as fan bases go, is awesome. Like they have a great fan base and it's never been leveraged. And the money of Northwest Arkansas has never been leveraged. And so if I'm an Arkansas fan, I'm ecstatic about this. It's a perfect marriage. I do think it raises more concerns about sort of the divide between haves and have-nots as we continue to see like somebody these top tier teams finding new sources to add tens of millions of dollars. Whereas, and this is where I want to talk about it. Like Memphis, for example, which is trying its best to elevate itself to the power conference.
FedEx baseball field.
It needs FedEx money to do that. Not many group of 5 teams or even programs like Mississippi State, for example, have that big whale that can just turn on the faucet and elevate the talent of every athlete, not just football, but every athletic program in the athletic department. So I think I've got a few ideas here, though, I want to run by you.
Hopefully Apple is connected to Auburn. That's all I'll say. Like I want the whole damn Auburn athletics department to be sponsored by Apple.
Is this a Russian joke?
No, it's a good joke.
No, I know. On another note, have you seen the Lane Kiffin videos of him leaving LSU to become Ayatollah? What, Richard? I don't know. I have not seen those videos. I'm assuming that's AI slop that you're referring to.
Depends on how much Jimmy's going to get him.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Lane Kiffin is joining the Live Tour. All right. Here I got some ideas. Look, Vanderbilt is sitting in the middle of one of the most lucrative healthcare. I'm going to call it healthcare management cities in the world in Nashville. It's not really healthcare; it's healthcare management.
Right.
But Vanderbilt Medical University, VUMC, Vanderbilt University Medical Center, is a massive medical institution that could fork out
loads of money,
tons of money. You have Centennial. St. Thomas, you got HCA, you got all kinds of healthcare companies that could easily fork over $30 to $40 million to be totally integrated into the athletic program.
Ingram.
Ingram. The problem is Ingram doesn't there's no outward facing consumer business. Like Tyson Chicken is like
a lot more behind the scenes than he does in front.
Right. Yeah. Literally, Tyson Chicken is trying to sell a chicken wing to every human on earth that sees their brand. So It makes sense.
Yes.
Publix is a great one for Florida. If I am Publix, I am going to Florida and I'm saying, how much do you want me? How much for us to be on every single thing that you do? That's the value, is to be the only thing. No other brands, no secondary sponsorships. It's the one that works. Publix is trying to sell food to everybody all the time.
I would have gone with Winn-Dixie, but go ahead.
No. The Florida International.
Winn-Dixie was the bee's knees back in the day, with Del Shamps.
Pipe down. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say.
I'm good.
And I don't say many positive things about the state of Florida, but the Florida-based international grocery conglomerate is significantly better than the Ohio-based international grocery conglomerate. Okay. And it's not close. It's not close.
I agree.
Sponsor the show, Publix. Publix for Florida. Home Depot, Georgia is a good one. They got enough money. They're spending enough of it on game day, I guess, but they've got an option there.
Or a radar detector company.
Well, how do you feel about British Petroleum, BP, for LSU?
You could actually pick one. I mean, it doesn't have to be BP. It could be Exxon. I mean, it could be Exxon down there. It doesn't have to be BP.
I mean, when we start blowing up ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Look, this one's going to be laced with political jokes. So you better
somebody that's from the Gulf Coast, like,
you better buckle up.
Yes, I would agree that there are plenty of oil companies that can get involved with LSU athletics.
Here's my question. Buc-ee's is such a, like, I don't know if they're a big enough brand with a big enough revenue stream to drop that kind of coin, but they are headquartered in Texas, and they do a lot of business across the Southeast. I see that brand everywhere, and they have done their marketing strategy is absolutely brilliant. It's such a recognizable logo. So here's my question though.
They got the biggest ass station like 20 minutes from
bathrooms are clean, you know, like they have a good brand. It's a legitimately good brand. So what I'm curious, Auburn, Mississippi State, or Texas A&M? Because I don't think that a brand like the Texas Longhorns or like Alabama would do it. I don't think they would do it. And that's not to be insulting to Mississippi State or to Auburn or A&M.
No.
But I think it's like Texas and Alabama, pinkies up. We don't use gas station sponsorship.
Right. Mercedes-Benz would be like for Alabama. Like you know, Wawa would be for like Texas. You know, the upper echelon. Wawa. No,
Who is taking Buc-ee's money? Who's Buc-ee's brand align with?
I would actually go with Auburn. I think so, yeah. I think Auburn works. Is there a Buc-ee's in Mississippi? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't mean that as a shot either. Like I don't even know how the hell that would be.
I have no idea.
Somebody would get pissed off about it. Yeah. So Auburn would fit that Buc-ee's. Like I could see that stupid ass mascot
I agree.
The sideline at Auburn.
So I just did a quick search real fast. Just a quick Google Map search for Buc-ee's. I'm seeing a bunch in Alabama. I'm seeing a few in Tennessee. You know what? There's one right there near the Ozarks in Missouri.
Yep.
You've got one down in a couple near the coast, in the Gulf Coast there near Pensacola and
it's one right there in Orange Beach. It's massive.
You do have one actually down there the only one that I'm seeing in Mississippi is the one that's right there sort of near Gulfport, down there near the coast, but there's a lot of them you're right though. They've got them near Montgomery, near Hoover, near Birmingham, near Huntsville in Alabama. I think Auburn is the play. I think you're right. It fits the brand. You've also got two on I-75 in Georgia. So that's all like right around Auburn. Like I think you're right. I think Auburn's the play there. I think that's smart. I think that's smart stuff.
I could see Alex Golesh standing next to Buc-ee in a commercial like that. They could make that work, and it would be an influx of cash. And I'm telling you, there are different ways that you can promote that. Our travel stop for Auburn fans on the way to Jordan Hare.
People already love the brand. Like it's smart. The only thing I can think of with that kind of brand, because they are selling all kinds of things to all kinds of people all over the Southeast, is that if you are exclusively Auburn and you have like an Auburn partnership, does that hurt your sales in like outside of Knoxville? You know what I'm saying? I
don't think Tennessee fans or Kentucky fans are going to walk into a Buc-ee's and be pissed off that they see a couple of Auburn shirts.
Athens PD for Georgia. Hey, they ain't got that kind of budget.
No, they can't afford that. That's why they're pulling over so many Georgia players. They're trying to hit the quota.
South Carolina for Piggly Wiggly. They can do better than that, right? We are far. Eddie says we are far closer than I like towards a Saudi-backed college football team. You're not. You ain't wrong, buddy.
No, it's coming. The private equity. You can try to act like it's not Saudi money, but it's Saudi money.
That's a good. Unless you've got another one you want to throw out there. FedEx for Memphis is a good one. Like I'm sure there's big brands in Texas that you could put on Texas and Oklahoma. So
yeah, you can just sponsor Kentucky with like a horse farm. Like it's fine.
Well, I think Buffalo Trace could just be the sponsor for.
I mean, no, that's a good one.
They got a gazillion different products. I don't know if they've got the kind of budget though, because we'll see. Although private equity has been buying bourbon, thinking it was going to be an appreciating asset, and it's not.
I've seen that actually. Yeah. Dun.
Private equity is not going to be good for the sport unless, and this gets us to our next topic, we have like totally organized, centralized governing models with revenue share agreements and collectively bargained rules. If we have all of that, then it makes sense for private equity to come in, because at that point you need to cut excess, you need to cut inefficiency, and that's what private equity does. If you are asking the University of Alabama in its current form to use private equity money and then provide a return on investment to a hedge fund, college football is famously wasteful.
It's going to be like the movie Margin Call, bro.
Like, great flick, by the way.
Dude, anytime I need like a go-to flick for like 45 minutes, I throw Margin Call.
I do.
Kevin Spacey's in it. I don't give a shit.
Oh, who cares?
It's awesome in the movie.
Yeah, who cares? No, you can't change. We can't go back and relitigate every film ever made.
The show The Mentalist is in it. I forgot his name, but he's.
I love. I'm a Big Short guy, but Margin Call is like right in the same. Like right, they're like
so good.
They're in the same boat.
Even Demi Moore's a horrible appearance, and it's good.
All right, so before we get into the White House, let's talk about one of our amazing sponsors, Yazoo Brewing Company, right there in Madison, up on the Cumberland River. Again, you want to go downtown, Tennessee Brew Works. You want to go to Madison, you want a chill place to sit with the dog or the family or a date or the wife or whatever. They got board games. They got a little burger shack inside the brewery. You can sit on a park bench with your dog and overlook the Cumberland River on a cliff while you sip on a pale ale or a Yazoo Hef or a Dos Perros or a Gerst. This is the OG Nashville brewery that launched in 2003 and got our whole revolution started in this city. Go support good local breweries. Go have a beer at Yazoo. Trey?
It's actually smart.
It's very relaxing.
Sit on a park bench next to the water and have a beer and just chill.
It's so relaxing. I'm telling you.
I'll probably do that next week when I get to Nashville for the SEC basketball.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. So, okay, here's the deal. Donald Trump is inviting a lot of people to the White House on Friday. Maybe. We'll see. Nick Saban, of course.
It's on, like, now.
For now, yeah, at time of taping on Wednesday morning. Nick Saban, NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, who I'm not even sure if the NBA fans are totally sold on him right now, but he's done a mostly good job. Randy Levine, who, if you don't know who that is, he is the New York Yankees president. Okay. Cody Campbell, who is the Texas Tech NIL guy, basically. I'm just going to call
Pretty much the co-founder of the Texas Tech NIL fund.
Texas Tech is relevant because of Cody Campbell. Let's just say that.
Yes, absolutely.
Charlie Baker. So not just a bunch of like random folks who are sort of in sports, but like on the edges of like the governing solution part of college football.
Yes.
And then you got Charlie Baker, the NCAA president, who I'm not even sure has a role in all of this.
My man gonna be sitting in the corner like
right. It looks like Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, will be there. I've seen reports that Greg Sankey is going to be there. It seems stupid.
Be there.
Seems stupid for him not to be there. Sarah Hirschland is the CEO of USA Olympics. I love the fact that she is there. I am grateful that she is there. Tennessee President Donde Plowman, among other chancellors and presidents, will be there.
Yes. Utah's president will be there.
The governor of Florida.
He's vice chair. He's vice chair.
DeSantis,
like, whatever. Let him have at it.
And the Secretary of State.
Not like we got other shit going on in the country.
Marco Rubio. Yeah. I thought he was busy planning a third invasion of Cuba, but anyway, Marco Rubio is here. Actually, Marco Rubio might be like the sanest of all of these people, of these politicians in the room.
Probably the smartest person,
probably
from a political standpoint.
The question is does he sink into the couch though? Anyway,
I don't know. I bet he tries. He's a co-chair, so I mean, he's going to have like a bunch of questions and whatnot.
Right.
Like, I think it's smart for him to be there.
I want you to run on this. What is the purpose and the goal of this first, before we get into what could actually be accomplished?
Yeah.
What is it that? And I know President Trump, I think, said off the record or off the air with Josh Pate on his show, like that. Hey, I want to learn more about this issue. Right. I'm having people come to the White House and I want to deal with this and I want to figure out what we can do about it. Is that basically what this is a fact-finding mission for one guy?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to, in personal opinion, but also talking with some folks about this. Like, they're not coming out of a meeting on Friday afternoon and going to have a news dump that says, hey, we figured out everything. It's just not happening.
Right.
This is get in the room. Let's talk to Adam Silver about what he thinks about G League players coming down and being, and really Adam Silver's there because of collective bargaining and whatnot, and his input. I'm sorry, on how that could go.
Is there anybody from the NFL or NFLPA that's going to be there?
Yeah. So Kraft's son's going to be there. President of Jonathan Kraft will be there. President of the Patriots. I mean, whatever. I mean,
Trump's golfing buddy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. Look, it's fine. Like get all these people together, but you're going to have 30 people, 40 people like in this room on this panel. And what it really is, this thing ain't going 3 hours. There's other shit going on in the country right now. Okay. So they're going to go around. They're going to talk for a minute. They're going to have discussions while they're in Washington on Friday. And I think that this is just hey, where are we at right now? What are some ideas that you have to fix it? And then let's reconvene 2 or 3 more times over the next couple of months and discuss this. Like Cody Campbell, all respect to Cody Campbell, because I think what he's doing is good. He's giving the other players a chance, but they're going to go in there and they're going to talk about the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961. Where they're going to try to merge all these teams together like the NFL and do one big broadcasting deal, while Greg Sankey and Tony Petiti over here laughing like,
that ain't cool, dude.
Oh, boys, y'all ain't
the only time
like a couple of $1 billion from me.
The only time we've seen the SEC and the Big Ten get along is when they were like, nah, dude, we ain't going back to that.
No. That's what you're going to see on Friday, and that's what you're going to hear. Like, I honestly think this is going to be them sitting around. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, is going to ask certain questions, and he's going to get certain answers, and they're going to space it around to different people. And I don't think anything substantial comes out of this, because I don't know how many people. Let's just be honest, okay? The head of the U.S. Olympic Committee has not been researching on how to fix college sports over the last 2 or 3 months.
She been busy?
She's been busy.
So like, I want to know, like in old school political fashion, you get people in a room who have varying interests, who don't always agree on things, and you'd find common ground. Like that's literally what the job of being a productive politician is all about, which
Absolutely.
I realize in 2026 is a bit of an oxymoron. But my question is, where are the areas of alignment for? Because like you just mentioned one that's a very big piece of tension, which is that Cody Campbell is very much pushing against Petiti and Sankey on this joint TV rights thing, which is, a 60-year-old rule that allows everyone to sort of sell their own rights and allows them to maximize their own revenue streams.
Louisville comes out yesterday or 2 days ago and puts a manifesto out there about what's wrong.
So where because I do have a way that I think I would approach this if I was invited as some sort of like college football, nerd expert guy. Like I think I know how I'd approach this to maximize Trump's response to this to benefit college football. I think I know how to do that, but I'll explain that later. But I want to know, where is the area of alignment? Where are the areas where we can get 2 or 3 or 4 parties that all kind of agree on this one thing? I don't expect them to agree on some comprehensive plan to fix the sport.
Yeah.
But can we find small steps with proven sort of like ideas and concepts where everyone can agree and we can kind of like move the ball down the field a little bit here? Where are those areas? I
think a lot of it's going to come down to governance and how you're going to enforce rules and whatnot. I think that's the biggest thing right now that to me stands out, besides the financial part of where we are in college athletics. Like there has to be somebody that's enforcing this stuff. All respect to Charlie Baker and the NCAA, don't have a lot of legs to stand on right now when it comes to trying to penalize schools and whatnot. Right. And here's the other thing too, like these programs just don't care anymore. They're not worried about penalties. And so, okay, first off, how can you enforce it? Second of all, how do you actually enforce NIL Go and not just leak to us media members that, hey, we're launching an investigation into 1 or 2 deals at this certain school, which what is happening right now? Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten something from the CSC that says, hey, look, we're looking into the school. Okay, cool. What are you doing about it?
Right.
Like, so that's another thing. Like, I think tampering probably comes up for about 3 minutes, and then all respect to the president's going to be like,
right. He didn't
tampering. What do you
like? This is not, I don't want to make this into a, like, let's pick on Josh Pate, because that's not what this is.
No.
But like, President Trump does not know ball. Okay, he doesn't.
Right.
Most college football fans probably don't know how all of this back end stuff works.
No.
We have a general sense of understanding, but it's really complicated stuff. So I don't expect the president to understand this stuff, which is partly why that interview was like, I thought if you're going to get the interview, you've got to drill down on one thing, and that is like college football from a federal level. What can you do? What can you do? And it sounds like at least the president knows that this is a potential winning issue for him in an election year if he can do something around college football. And I think that's sound logic. I think he sees it correctly. He generally is a pretty good sense of this stuff. Like, he never follows through on anything and he changes his mind and he doesn't understand the details. But like, generally,
very smart businessman.
Well, he sees a PR win when he knows a PR win when he sees it, generally speaking. He also he gets in his way and there's lots of other things. But like, and this would be my strategy, because I think if you're talking about 40 plus people in a room here and you're going to get an hour or even 2 hours, you've got to maximize the time with the right topics and the right information to focus on trying to get something accomplished in even if it's just incremental steps. And so here's
and mind you, as you set this up, by the way, I just want to remind you of one thing. This is happening at 4:00 on Friday afternoon. Okay. Well, in the middle of everything else going on. Okay. So I don't, you're not.
He's got to get ready for another war over the weekend. That's what he does on the weekend.
News dump. I'm trying to to let people know out there, like.
Well, but here's the thing that breaks through with college. Here's the thing that breaks through with college media. And it's, I don't think college sports media is sophisticated enough to understand how to process Trump's messaging and his comments and his statements. I'm not even sure the White House press corps, and I know those people. Like, I have sources in the press corps up there that I've talked to about this a lot, that they haven't even learned their lesson on how to cover this guy, because he's just so unique. And what's interesting is, if you want to get him to do the thing, you have to kind of stroke the ego a little bit. But really, there is a 5% chance in there that if you can get him to see the silver bullet of this particular issue.
Yes.
Again, he says the thing sometimes he says a lot of stuff that I agree with. It's like, oh, we should just legalize marijuana across the country. And I'm like, let's do that.
Right.
That's great.
And he knows, and also, like, and as you continue, because we're going back and forth here, like, he knows a good amount about the overall scope of college athletics. I've been a part of Outkick now for 4.5-5 years, and I've seen him do these sit downs with Clay. And the stuff, like, he knows, and the questions he'll even ask Clay behind the scenes. So what I'm trying to say is, like, he understands the scope, but not the inner workings.
That's right. And he knows the one thing that will get the most reaction, and also will probably get the most agreement.
Correct. Yes.
With people. Like, he just says the thing out loud sometimes. He rarely does he follow through on it, but that's not the point. The point is you would get college football media sitting up in their chair if you just said, like, yeah, we've got to solve player movement. That's a problem in college athletics. And I don't even know if that's the right one. That's the one that strikes me as the one issue that I think would resonate with a lot of fans. If he just says, like, after coming out of the meeting, he does a quick little, press spray, and he's like, look, the players are moving too much, but I want them to be paid. We've got to solve this problem. So I think we're going to implement some roster rules. And he may have no power to do that or even know how to do it, but he can say the thing that gets when the president speaks, it matters whether he likes it or not.
Yes.
He could say the thing, hey, we're going to have a centralized, we need a set of rules. Like, this is the one that I would like to hear. And it's the one that I would like. Here's what I would do. I would go in with, like, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe like a New York Times mocked up newspaper cover that says, like, President Trump saves college football, as like the headline, to appease the ego a little bit. And you just give it to him and go, this is what you would need to do. Here's what you need to do. You need a centralized set of rules, and you need collectively bargained revenue share for players. And if you can get him to say that and understand that concept, I think he can be an ally on this and can solve some of these problems.
Because he knows sports business. Like, the guy,
that's right.
He
knows PR for sure. Yeah.
And he also understands the inner workings. Like, I
keep going. He's picking on me in the comments. It's all right.
I'm just saying, like, if you present 2, 3, 4 ideas, and you can set that up for him to be able to try to continue this conversation as we get into spring meetings, which are upcoming. You can hold more panels. By the way, spring meetings is going to be very key this year. I think that there is an opportunity for the president to be able to at least get the ball rolling on a number of different topics. Guys, we ain't fixing we're not starting collective bargaining within the next year. And then, and I try to warn folks about this as well. I don't talk politics. That's not what I do for a living. Nobody comes to me for politics, but I am very conscious of what's going on. And I will tell you this, midterms are coming up. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
People aren't going out there and stumping on, I'm saving college athletics. And that's just the reality of it. But what I am saying here.
And right now, the GOP is fairly desperate going into a midterm election that could be a bloodbath, potentially. Like they got to do work between now and then. So
whatever, they can have at it. That's fine. But I think that where we are at right now is there is a big enough crisis going on. And there really is. Like it's a crisis in college athletics that you can set up some kind of foundation for Trump to be able to then lean on, whether that's Marco Rubio, Cody Campbell, Nick Saban, whoever, to be able to set up some kind of form of guidelines that we can go towards for the future. But one of the biggest problem is, Braden, is, okay, there's going to be maybe 30 people in that room, maybe 40, whatever. Okay.
That's a lot of people.
And maybe, maybe that number comes down a little bit before we get there, whatever. That's for here nor there. What I am saying is that there's probably going to only be about 20 of them from college athletics. So, I think that the biggest thing is how can you set this up for the people in the room that it does matter for, that you can then go back and say, okay, let's have another meeting about this in a month or two.
Yeah, I like that. And I think
because where is the CSC right now? You haven't heard anything about the College Sports Commission really since it was instituted from the House.
Yeah.
So you know where I'm going here.
Yeah, no, I do. And here's the other thing I've been told about meetings with the president is that, like, the last voice he hears is like the one he goes with sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the last person to get the word in is sort of the one that kind of lingers, and that's human nature, but like that's kind of what it is. What I think is really interesting is I think we need, and I had not workshopped this before the show, but we need a very succinct and sort of messaging strategy or tagline of some sort that would combine like 3 or 4 of the biggest issues into one sort of a push or phrase or idea that the president can just sort of like say a lot and post a lot. And that like, to me, that's like, okay, you need to have like centralized rules and governance. You need sort of like, you need a governing body with a little bit of teeth. You need collectively bargained revenue share agreements. You need a players association. You need standardized scheduling. You need playoff expansion to be sort of figured out. So like, how can you take all of those things and put them into one like phrase? But it has to make sense to the people who actually like, and maybe it doesn't, maybe I'm wrong.
Saving college sports doesn't work right now because people are out there like, what?
It needs, and this is why I haven't gotten to the answer yet, but I'm like interested in trying to figure it out, which is there a phrase, is there a one line, is there a sentiment that we could create that would allow the president to stand up and feel like he is the tip of the spear on an issue that he knows lots of people care about, and that then the people, but in the sport beneath all of the PR and the politics of it all, that can take that support and go get something done. Yeah. And that's where we need to be at.
Because in my opinion, I've said this from the start, and I'm not getting into politics here, but as the president of Donald Trump, he's a good CEO. You have to have people underneath him that listen, hear me out here. Okay.
I mean, all of his businesses have done very well.
I'm trying to set this up. The people underneath him can run it. So who do you appoint to run this type of thing underneath you and make the decisions? You see what I'm getting at here? And like Trump can be a spokesperson for
I'm tired of another commission. Oh, we've got a commission to save college sports. Like,
right. But here's the thing. You got to figure out a group of folks that can sit in a room and have honest conversations about this and figure something out. If not, here's the thing. If not, and I think you're going to agree with me here, all we're going to have is more tweets from Cody Campbell, more op-eds from universities saying they're poor,
I agree.
and Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti saying, sorry, guys.
They disagree on everything until
shit.
They disagree on everything until somebody coming for somebody fucking with their money.
Yeah. And like ESPN is going to be represented in the room. Fox Sports is going to be represented in the room. Why? Because they hold the contracts. That's it. Like the CW network is not going to be in the room on Friday. So like I'm looking at it overall.
I mean, I really hate that the make college football great again is like sitting right there. But
it's not just about college. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, but that's
I know where you're going here.
I'm trying to come up with a PR strategy, a marketing strategy.
No,
I'm not talking about anything with substance. I'm saying, what is the thing that we can do? And I think it probably has to be something about like tying back into like the tradition of college football. If you tie the nostalgia and the thing that we all love about this sport, which is the rivalries and the uniforms and the college campuses and the fight songs and, you know, the mascots and the student sections and the bands and like all this stuff that we love about college football that makes it sort of special and unique.
Everything before the expansion of the college football playoff.
I mean, everything before basically, well, you got to go back to like pre-internet for that. Like, I mean, the internet didn't help this.
No.
Internet recruiting and the TV contracts, it all just kind of escalated around the turn of the century.
Social media is a cesspool.
Also true. And so I'm trying to figure, as our comment section apparently. What I'm trying to figure out is like, what is the what's the Keanu Reeves movie where Glory Lasts Forever? You know what I'm talking about? Is it The Replacements, where he gives that speech in the locker room and he's like, Glory lasts forever.
It. Yeah. When the other quarterback comes in the room and he was playing, and then Keanu comes in at halftime. Whatever. Yeah,
I feel like I got like 4 partial strategies that need to that a marketing and PR like political operative needs to come together and create a great actual strategy.
Well, and I'll tell you this, like just being very frank, because we have honest conversations on here. There are a number of these folks that are going to be there on Friday that are doing it just for an appearance. And
bullshit. So get them out of the room. Get them out of the room.
I know that. But
what is Randy Levine going to teach anybody here? I'm not saying he's not a smart guy and doesn't run the Yankees well. I'm just saying like,
I get what you're saying. What does he have to offer to university presidents and chancellors? Yeah, the concepts.
Sorry, that's
strategy, Braden.
Eddie. That's very well done. Very well done, Eddie. We're going to take this college football and we're going to get rid of it and we're going to replace it with a new college football. Do you have a plan for that? We have the concepts of a plan. Well done, Eddie. Well done.
I feel like this is all like this whole thing. This is like Michael Scott trying to run it all.
Again, I think you have
to. It's like the Willy Wonka idea.
If I don't care about your politics on this, I care about college football, and he is so useful. He is a useful tool in trying to fix the college football thing that we're talking about here, and have been. I'm so tired of talking about this shit about college football. There is one end game to this. And it is collectively bargained revenue sharing with the players. That is what ends all of this. You can fix the portal problems. You can fix roster problems. You can fix playoff expansion. You can fix coaching salaries and cost of doing business and house settlement. And you can solve all of it with either congressional legislation, which, or
good luck.
Collectively bargained revenue sharing agreements. And so maybe that's the one thing the president needs to come out and say, like, we need our players and our schools to make a deal. The art of the deal. Like there needs to be something here that he can just quickly say, and then everyone else can just go, all right, we'll get to work on the details of this.
Right. But do you know how long that's going to take because of the labor laws in this country? I'm not trying to be the downer on this. I'm trying to find the middle ground here.
He doesn't give a shit about laws. What are you talking about?
But I'm talking about actually.
Let's use that I hear you, but let's use the fact that he breaks every norm and most laws and doesn't give a shit about bureaucracy and red tape and formal processes. Let's use that to our advantage and fix college football like through the back door, I guess. I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying? Like let's let him do it. I don't care. Let's go. Legalize weed. Let's go.
There are ways that Donald Trump can put the right people in charge to help fix this. There are more important things going, like, being very frank again. This meeting should not be happening on Friday. There's other stuff going on. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we can push it off for a couple
You're
weeks.
saying wait a couple weeks. Well, people aren't dying. I got you.
Well, yeah, it's all about optics. And here's what I'm.
It's not a good look.
Here's what I'm getting at too. And I'm not. I agree with Donald Trump on a lot of things. Okay, but here's the other thing too. You're not getting anything out of the NBA media is not going to cover this on Friday night. The MLB media is not going to cover this on Friday night because the president of the Yankees is going to be there. This is going to be a college sports thing that gets through the weekend. And then they're going to set up another meeting in a month or two. Yeah. And that's how you go forward. Like, I'm just looking at optics of this thing here. And what can you, because here's the biggest thing that's going to happen. Who is going to step out of that meeting on Friday and be the one that goes in front of the microphones and discusses what went down?
Yeah.
Are there any solutions presented? And if not, because what I think is going to happen is, no, it was a fact-finding mission.
And they're all going to go do their own press conference with different agenda items. I agree. You've got to have a unified front coming out of this.
Yeah, and I don't know who that person is.
I mean, Saban's probably the guy that needs to do it.
I don't disagree. I don't. Because I don't know who else. There's not a name big enough. Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti are going to get out of there as quick as they did during the CFP meetings on Sunday down at the championship.
Well,
game.
and you have to be able to speak with nuance around the issue itself. And so I don't think any of the political actors are capable of that. I do think, I think Don D. Plowman would be a great spokesperson, but you don't want just like one president of one SEC school necessarily doing it, which is why I think Saban works really well on this. I just think he's polished, he's articulate, but he also knows the inner workings of what coaches and players deal with. He'll know the inner workings of the meeting. He's very good on
keep Louisiana Governor Landry away from the meeting.
Well, heard. Yeah, as few as elected officials as possible. Let's put Susie Wiles in there. Like, she knows what she's doing. Like, get some people in there that actually can steer and direct and take the energy and put it in the right place. I think there's a chance. But I don't think it's this Friday. I think it's like after multiple meetings. But
you know what else it is too, with college athletics, and I go back a couple of years, and first off, fans are sick and tired. They're not clicking. They don't care about some of this stuff that's going on anymore. We passed that 3 years ago when everything changed in the offseason, where we went to lawsuits.
Yeah,
trying to pass legislation, all that stuff. People are tired of it. Like, my group text with my cousins and family and bub, dad, uncles, they don't care. They don't know what's going. First off, we have lost the plot where spring football is going on, college basketball is going on, college baseball, which I love, is going on, and we're again talking about the problems that are plaguing the sport. Like, it's just.
What about
you got a Navy baseball player that comes out and sues the NCAA this week and is hoping for a TRO? Why? Because baseball is a way that he's going to learn to be a platoon leader for war. Like, that was his argument, when he could have just come out and said, Navy screwed up my paperwork.
That makes too much sense.
Like, this is where we're at.
All right. Well, how about this? We will have a record. We won't be live next week. We're gonna have a recorded interview that's gonna be only on field topics. How about that? Coming up next week. But I bet you there's some news coming out of this, and I bet you I'm with you. I bet you there's another meeting and more conversation around this, and so we shall see what takes place. All right. You mentioned crying pour here. First of all, East Nashville Beer Works, not pour at all. Although if you want a nice pour, you go to East Nashville Beer Works. You get that hazy IPA or that nice honey blonde that they've got. You can get that poured right into your glass. East Nashville Beer Works in East Nashville, their original location, good pizza, good dog area, really awesome brewery. But really, dude, the one out in Wilson County, in between Lebanon and Mount Juliet, right off 109.
Oh, I'm in that one.
Dude, it is enormous. It is like a cathedral to local craft beer. Get this. I'm going to tell you what's there. Trey, thanks for asking. There is a dog park in the back, so you can fence in you can bring your dog and put him in the dog park. You can poop wherever he wants to. There is a putting green in the back. Yep. There is a rock wall and playground for kids. There is a massive LED projection screen to watch games.
What the hell kind of place is this?
There is an upstairs adult-only cigar lounge patio hang.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, it's the champagne room. There are no kids allowed up there. 21 and up, no kids allowed. So the tons of kids downstairs, no kids upstairs. So if you want to go on a date, you just go upstairs, you bring your cigar, you grab a nice beer and a pie, and you're good to go.
Can I drop the kids off with the bartender?
That's right. That's right. East Nashville Beer Works, man, awesome. Out there in really east of Nashville, out there in Wilson County. So look, you got Tennessee Brew Works downtown if you're downtown. You got East Nashville Beer Works if you're in Mount Juliet, or if you're in Lebanon, or if you're in East Nashville, and you got Yazoo up in Madison. It's 4 amazing tap rooms, and I'm telling you, there is science behind. You will live longer if you spend more time in community with other people, down regulating your PFC, which is a couple beers in moderation. We're not saying go out and get waste-faced, okay? That's not what we're talking about here. But couple beers, good for your health because it creates better relationships, and the better relationships you have, the longer you live. I'm just telling you, have a beer. Tell your wife, hey, I got to go have a beer with my buddy. I'm going to live longer. She might not like that idea.
I got a fellowship. Like it
is. Yeah.
Like the Blue Mist is coming into town next week. Go fellowship.
beer, well, they'll drink all the beer. It'll be gone. Do you know that's the only
might
2
be gone by Wednesday night?
The only 2 sports teams. Do you know the only 2 sports teams that have ever caused Lower Broadway in Nashville to run out of beer? Do you know what they are? Do you either know or you don't? But
no, I'm gonna go with. I mean, Kentucky's one of them.
Kentucky basketball fans.
The Detroit Red Wings coming in for a Predators game.
Close. Chicago Bears.
Oh, okay.
Chicago Bears were in town, and they ran out of beer at the bars on Broadway. And Kentucky Wildcats basketball people, I think it was the year they actually played Tennessee in the final. I think probably 10 years ago.
That was nuts.
Unbelievable game. And
wait, whoa!
Maybe it was a semifinal.
It was semi with Grant Williams from the corner.
That's right.
Dick Vitale going crazy.
It was a semifinal. That's right.
I remember being there for that one. That was
a beautiful afternoon, beautiful Saturday afternoon at Bridgestone Arena. I was there for that. Yeah,
I'm hoping next week is going to be I'm hoping it's so much change now. Like with the 4 games on Wednesday now, not just the night game. So it's going to be an all-day thing. But Kentucky might be playing on Wednesday, because they shit the bed last night in College Station.
All right. Speaking of Kentucky, real quickly here, outgoing athletic director Mitch Barnhart is getting a $950,000 a year, I guess, contract to be sort of like an executive consultant or something like that. What is he getting in exchange for this? Like, what is Kentucky getting in exchange for this? While they are all saying we don't have enough money,
he got the Philip Fulmer deal. Philip Fulmer got $30K a month at the Brewing stuff. Mitch Barnhart's getting $950,000 a year, his health insurance, and his country club membership to pretty much be a consultant for the new sports and executive foundation under Kentucky. Like, he's not going to be doing stuff for Kentucky athletics. Like, he's not going to be making decisions. This is like an offset organization.
He's being put out to the bluegrass pasture is what it sounds like,
with $950,000 a year. I mean, they bitch and complain about not having money, and then you're going to pay this man nearly $1 million a year to just hang around.
Good job if you can get it, man.
I mean, it's a great job. I got into the wrong line of work. And look, credit to Mitch, 23 years as an AD, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to go over his credentials. The last 5 years probably didn't go as planned. But I will say that you can find the work, get it, bro, because that is a good chunk of money. And I don't want to hear Kentucky complaining about finances, at least for the next 3 years, because Mitch Barnhart pretty much wrote this contract, and they just walked in there and signed it.
What was it, $35 million for Stoops to go away, and now you just add on a little extra million for Barnhart to go away?
And it just so happens John Calipari wants to come out and take a shit on Mitch Barnhart yesterday, the day that he's retiring.
Man, we know that those two hadn't liked each other for a long time.
Remember when they did that hostage video?
Oh my God, it was so funny.
Everything's fine. Mark Stoops is fine. He's getting the same NIL money.
I live about 4 miles from John Calipari. So
yeah, he's in Nashville hanging out with his daughter and family now.
He bought a very expensive house.
Well, when he's not coaching
in Belmont and just south of the city. So
his daughter's very prominent in Vanderbilt.
Is she really?
Yeah, doctor. Yeah.
Like as a student, or she's graduated?
No, doctor. Pretty sure she's a doctor at Vanderbilt.
I mean, almost everybody that goes to Vanderbilt is a doctor of some sort.
I would hope so.
All right. I will say this. Here's another random observation. This is totally random. And I was talking to a dad of a sophomore quarterback prospect. Okay. Go with me on this. He's a friend of mine. His son is not a starting quarterback, but he works with the Vanderbilt coaches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind of separate as a part of coaching clinics in town, right? You know how coaches put on coaching clinics, right?
Yeah.
And so this quarterback who's at a prominent sort of local high school is going to be the starter probably next year, is working with the Vanderbilt quarterbacks, either the quarterback's coach or somebody along those lines. So, the guy who does camps, right? And he was down at a 7-on-7 in outside of Atlanta over the weekend, which again, great football talent, hotbed for talent down in Atlanta.
Agreed.
And there were multiple players. There's probably how many teams are at a 7-on-7, would you guess? The average 7-on-7. Probably 15, 18, 20 teams. How many teams go to a 7? I have daughters who play club soccer, not football, so I don't know.
I would probably say 20.
Okay, so
round robin tournament.
So let's say there's 20 with 10 players maybe on each team.
Yeah, it works.
Ballpark. Yeah. So we're talking a couple hundred players. Multiple players in a high-level 7-on-7 tournament in a good state, one of the best states for high school talent in the country, all rocking the Vandy gloves. And I'm going, this Vandy thing has traveled further than I ever expected it to. When you are seeing second and third year layer recruits, not the seniors this year, but guys that are going to be building to being recruits in the next couple of years, all rocking the Vandy gear, it tells you that the brand is trickling down into the youth quicker than people realize. I thought it was really interesting observation. Maybe it means nothing, but I thought it was very interesting.
So you're saying the players on pretty much a majority of the teams?
No, just a handful of guys. But
Vanderbilt is they've done this in a really good way of marketing and promoting, and I think Clark Lee and them know what they're doing, and I also think from a recruiting and an NIL standpoint, starting to lay a good foundation.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is this was not because they have an offer from Vanderbilt.
No,
this is kids in Georgia think
they're not getting paid to wear these.
No, they think Vandy's cool.
Right.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. And that's a thing that I have never seen before.
And it helps when Diego's up there and Eli's up there at the combine, doing their thing. And Diego's out there doing backflips, and Eli's up there jumping as high as anyone I've ever seen before.
This is Vandy's street cred going up because of Diego Pavia. That's what this is. Yeah.
I mean, it also helps that their 5-star quarterback was driving Lambos around and had a penthouse in Nashville.
Well, he got that Lambo from Georgia. I mean,
a Georgia dealership.
He had to give it back. He's driving.
I heard he had to give it back.
He's driving an F-150 right now. That's worth about $150K though.
I would rather take the F-150 if I'm being honest with you.
I don't know.
I'd be scared shitless. I'd wreck the Lambo and then if I was $5,000 to fix it.
That's fair. If I was a senior in high school though and a quarterback, I'd probably want to drive the Lambo for a year. And then once I realized the car needs to work for things, I'm gonna get myself that badass truck. So
I would have the Lambo in the garage, take it out every now and then, drive the F-150.
Friday night when she needs to go for a ride.
Right, exactly. That's the Friday night car. Yeah, the F-150 is my go-to.
I hear you. All right, Trey, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, outkick.com. Follow me on socials at Trey Wallace. No more underscore. Just at what the hell?
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I did. I got it back. This stupid sack of Bonini from Birmingham held the Trey Wallace name for 14 years and never used it.
Damn.
And so I got that thing.
Not a boy. Did you go bust some kneecaps? What'd you do?
I paid him $30.
$30? Okay, good. That's a good deal.
I paid him $30. I don't want the damn underscore on my name anymore. Here's $30. Give me my name.
I like it. I'm glad you got that.
So it's at Trey Wallace now. We'll have you covered maybe from Washington on Friday. I have no idea.
What you got.
We'll definitely have you covered in Nashville.
I didn't mean to throw that comment back up again.
No, you did. It's all good.
So here's the deal. Thank you guys for listening and hanging out. We'll have I'll have an interview next week for all of you as I am taking forced family vacation. Spring break, of course, with the kids.
Where you going, Braden?
Not nowhere, just down the street.
Good for you.
I'm going to go to a local tap room and share some beer in community with my people around me at East Nashville Beer Works, at Yazoo Brewing Company, and Tennessee Brew Works.
You know what? Next week is the perfect time for I don't care if you're an SEC fan, a MAC fan, Miami of Ohio, go Red Hawks. Just go enjoy some conference tournaments next week.
Yeah.
Down at the brew spots.
Yeah. I will not be able to do that, but I think all of you should. So there you go. For Trey Wallace, I am Braden Gall. Thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Everybody in the comments, appreciate you guys. Thumbs up, notifications turned on. Go have a beer, everybody. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next time.